Welcome to the Roy Snarr Show, entrepreneurship and giving back. Now, here's your host, Roy Snarr.
So maybe you can share some more about 1040 Impact. And I just warn you, it might tug on your heartstrings a little bit, because if you have children especially, this is really going to strike and hit home. So go for it.
Yeah, human trafficking is a huge global pandemic. There's 23 million children that have been trafficked globally for sex, and it's the number one financial moneymaker in Middle Eastern and Asian countries. And so we just really felt it on our heart to partner with an organization that already had a team on the ground that already was doing great things. When we partnered with them, they only had 50 children. They were all orphans. Their parents had died. And they were feeding them on a daily basis and educating them. So made a trip over there, formed a nonprofit, and took all my board members back. So I've made 3 trips over there and brought my board members each time to really see what's going on, really looking and testing that everything, that the funds that are being sent are actually being used for what they're being appropriated for. So we have 4 safe houses in Pakistan right now where we're feeding, clothing, educating 328 kids, primarily girls, on a daily basis, and a full-time staff of 20 that's caring for their education. And then when the girls age out, we send them to cosmetology school and get them scholarship in the cosmetology school so they don't have to go back in trafficking.
Wow, that's amazing. How did you get involved in that? Like, what was the beginning of it?
Well, it all started with a fire. You know, Pakistan is 99% Muslim and 1% Christian, and the Christians there are highly persecuted. They have many martyrs for their faith, Christians that are being killed to this day. And it's just terrible and sad situation that if you're a Christian, you don't get to go to college. You don't get a public school education. You cannot work in the government. And there's so many jobs you can't get that you can basically be a street sweeper or work in sewage or be a prostitute, be trafficked. And so many families get trapped in this brick making bondage where it's like a payday loan on steroids, where they just need $40 to feed their family for the next month. And they go in and take out one of these payday loans, and they can never, because the interest is so high, they become servants for life, 3 generations. So when you go visit the brick kiln factories, like I've done many times, there's grandparents in their 80s, and there's children all the way down to 3 that are working in the hot sun making bricks all day, every day. And just trapped in a cycle of poverty. What we're doing to make a difference is we've rescued 75 of these kids. We've rescued and paid their bail to get them out.
Okay.
And we're educating them now in our school. So we have a total of 328 kids, some who've been liberated from the brick kiln factory and some who've been liberated from human trafficking.
That is amazing. And you've actually been over there to see this.
We've been there multiple times, 3 times, taken the board members. Our team on the ground has started 212 churches, because if you're truly going to change a nation and a family, you've got to bring the gospel. Otherwise, the human trafficking is going to be self-perpetuating for generations. So we are making a difference, but the struggle is real over there.
Yeah, that is, that's why I talked about too. I mean, whether or not what you agree upon in the country, we have it really, really good here. And a lot of people who disagree with that, they haven't traveled abroad. And if you just hear stories about this, like you said, how far would $100 go? I think I asked you that one time, like to help these kids. How far would just $100 go?
Yeah, really. That would feed, clothe, and educate 3 kids per month.
3 kids per month. So think about it. You go out to lunch, you go out to dinner. I mean, depending on the lunch, but I mean, a dinner with a family, you are spending $100 unless you're going to McDonald's or something. But you're going to be spending that money. And if just to think about that could feed 3 kids for an entire month, and you just spend it at a restaurant. So you start thinking differently. I know I do, and I've spoken about this as well, where, when I go out to make a purchase of something, do I really need that? And to think like, oh, this is a cool item, but that could feed, 12 kids for 3 months.
It makes
Do I really need it? Then you start really questioning everything you start to buy.
When the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan 2 years ago, the parents were so desperate because they didn't want their girls to be there with the Taliban, because they had already seen what happened. So they were so desperate, they sold their daughters to sex traffickers, knowing they were sex traffickers. My team reached out to us and said, can you help us? We want to purchase these girls so we can take care of them.
Wow.
So we immediately purchased for $200 each, 27 girls. We got them the medical attention they need, and we got them the help they needed. They're in our safe house, and it's a family environment where they're growing, educating, and being prepared for life. The very next month, we rescued 27 more girls, same situation, for $100 each. The value of human life had gone down to half, only $100 1 month later. And so it really makes a difference. It was only $100 to redeem these girls, but to feed, clothe, and educate them for life until they're 18, $33 a month.
Wow. So do you have like with part of 1040 Impact, we're on the corporate sponsorship level, so it's a little bit different for a lot of folks, but can you explain to everybody the options that they have? Is there like a monthly thing they can sign up for and sponsor a child? Because we also sponsor a child in Africa as well. And then it's part of a different program where they give us letters and stuff. How does that work?
How that works, thanks for asking. So your gift is tax deductible. We're a recognized 501c3 organization. So whatever you donate is tax deductible for your business or you and your family personally. And people can make out checks. People can text to give. The text number will be in the description there at 1040impact.org. You can give with credit card. You can give with ACH check. There's other ways that you can give through PayPal and PushPay and other ways like that. So if you just go to 1040impact.org, you'll see all the ways to give. And thanks so much for asking. We have corporate sponsors like yourself, but then we also have grassroots people from churches and Sunday school groups and women's groups and teenage groups and Girl Scouts and different groups like that are giving $10, $40, or $104 a month to make a difference.
Think about it. What is $100 today? It's not that much here with the inflationary pressures and the cost of living. But just think, if you just allocated even $50, that could feed, $100 feeds 3 girls for a month. $50 is like 1.5, however that ratio would work out. But something's better than nothing. Even if you just did $20 a month, I mean, this is all going directly towards the charity. Okay, see, that's the challenge too that I had prior. A lot of these big charitable organizations, you see these big fancy jets, you see all these big buildings, and there's a whole massive staff. That's not free. But here, every dollar is going to support the staff in Pakistan to help these girls directly. And just knowing that you can make a difference in somebody's life without asking for something in return. That's the real gift there.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Roy. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate the partnership. And
it's great to be here.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, Michael is a very busy gentleman. He travels all over the world, as he mentioned. Fortunately, he doesn't live too far from here, but he took time out of his day to share his message with all of us. So take it to heart. Download the free $1,200 value course. That's one of the ways he's giving back. The other big way that he gives back is at 1040impact.org. Be sure to check that out. You got to type it in specifically, 1040impact.org, O-R-G. And just take a look at it, read some stories. If it's for you, great. If not, at least you got to learn something, but maybe share it with somebody else to help give back, because it's all about making a difference in other people's lives and not necessarily getting a thank you card back. Just knowing that you did that is very self-fulfilling, and the universe always pays it all back. So thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate it. We look forward to the next time.
Yeah, great show.